Hey, check it out. You're smoking with your boy JoeThunder. This podcast brought to you by bgood dispensary, our official sponsor. Bringing you the latest and greatest in hip hop and the arts and cannabis culture. With co-host Elvis Freshleee and DJ Cyn. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy JoeThunder back once again. We got another banging episode on the Smoking JoeThunder podcast. We got my co-host Elvis Freshleee in the building.
Yo, what it do?
DJ Cyn in the building.
Oh, what it do, Bo?
Just
What it
chilling,
do, Bo?
chilling. Just another day.
Another
you know
day.
What I mean? Smoking, that za.
Up here in the bgood studio.
Smoking that bgood weed.
Yeah.
Over here on 11 West Hampden. Where they at up north?
114th and Cherokee.
Hell yeah, they got those specials going on. Get you those last minute, whatever you need.
Whatever
I was gonna
it
say
is.
Christmas, but this ain't gonna be out for a couple weeks. So
Yeah,
Christmas,
Valentine's,
New
get
Year's,
your Valentine's Day presents. And
Hey, they got that lube, that THC lube.
Uh-oh.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, did you like it?
It worked fabulous.
Yeah.
Oh man.
All
You know what I
right.
mean?
Hey.
It was like I was skiing on the
Hey.
slopes.
There you, okay.
Swoosh.
Nice.
Oh,
Swoosh.
my God.
Check it out.
Yo,
We got another episode for you. We got another banger, like I said.
dope episode today. We're going to
For real. Y'all don't even know.
We got a queen in the house.
And a
already
king.
know.
Kings,
Yeah.
queens. We got
killers
we
in
got
the house.
But we got, check it out, the first female Crunk brother. She's down with the Crunk Brothers. We got Mimi Da Masala. And we got
The
DJ
Masala.
Tense Crunk Brothers in the
Hey.
building. What's up?
What's
up?
happening?
Yo,
What's
yo.
happening?
What's up? What's up?
Bam,
Crunk Brothers in the building.
What?
Yo, thank you guys.
Yes,
Thank
How are
you for
y'all
coming out.
doing? Yeah,
Thanks for
thank
having
y'all.
us.
Appreciate you very much.
Appreciate it.
Just chilling?
Just chilling.
Hell yeah. So
Good to see everybody.
it's kind of been a
Yeah.
minute, right?
It's been a minute.
We go way back, like we said earlier,
It's been a
2006,
minute.
probably met around.
Yeah.
Or sooner. Like,
Yeah. I know. It's been a long
You know what I
fucking
mean?
time.
It's been a long time.
Definitely rooted in the city.
Got
Right.
some
Yeah,
history.
yes,
You
sir.
know?
Yeah. I've known these cats for a while. You could always find them
Damn.
on my DVDs. I mean, like I said, Mimi's always helping out with this and shit with me and Sam. You know what I mean? But
Selector Sam. Big
Yeah.
ups.
Definitely
Yeah,
certified in
yeah.
the city for sure. You guys been
for real.
you're rooted here.
Yes, sir.
Hey, well, check it out, Mimi. Being that this is your first time here, why don't you just kind of let them know where you're from, how you kind of made your way to Denver, if you were born and raised here. You know what I mean?
Born and raised in Denver, so I've been here my whole life.
Dang, okay.
Um,
You never lived anywhere else?
Nah. Which is crazy.
This is it.
Because a lot of people think I'm from somewhere else.
Right.
But,
I could definitely
yeah.
see
I
you living
see
in like
that.
New York for
Yeah,
5
I get that a
years.
lot. Everybody thinks I'm East Coast.
I
like,
get
East
Coast
Coast.
lots,
You
too.
East Coast? I'm far East Coast.
I'm beyond. I'm,
Yeah, like
I'm not East Coast
Swansea.
that no one's heard of.
Oh yeah. Where'd you go to high school at?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Do I have to disclose that
Nah,
one?
you don't have to. You know what I'm saying? You can say you went to Metro. You know what I mean? I went to
I w-
CEC.
I was,
you know what I mean?
I was when I don't want to say where I went to school. I just say I'm homeschooled.
I was
Okay.
homeschooled. Yeah.
Homeschool. All
There you
right.
go.
What
Nah,
about you,
but-
DJ Tense?
Might be worse.
Oh, man. Where did I go to school?
Nah, just are you from Denver or what? I don't even know.
Yeah. I'm born and raised as well. I'm
nice.
from North Denver, actually.
The North or
shit.
what?
Nutty.
The nutty block.
Yeah.
Damn,
shit.
fool.
Nutty.
Where'd you go to school, bud?
I don't want to say.
Actually, I went to Jefferson.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
in
dope.
Edgewater.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
North side.
Yeah.
The nutty block.
That's funny. I went to North. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
it.
everybody that got kicked out of North ended
Went
up
to
at
J-
Jefferson.
Yep, yep.
too.
Or CLA.
Yeah.
That's where I went to. Yeah, fuck. That's dope,
So,
though.
yeah.
I went to Manual first, though, and then I went to North.
That's what's up. I used to teach at Manual High School.
No
actually.
shit.
Yeah.
Damn. That's crazy.
What's up?
That's dope. That's dope.
You-
Yeah, big
you
ups
did
Manual.
Beats and shit? What'd you do? Music? And shit?
It was
DJing?
actually DJ classes. Yeah. Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
Teaching kids how to
Yeah.
mess up your needles. It's like, no, I'm just.
So you know
And
what?
You have
like,
to have a special set of needles for
Yeah,
that.
for sure. The
Right.
kid-proof ones.
You guys play with these. These are mine.
Yeah, you can't use these ones.
so at the time, like, because of budgets and whatnot, and like the differences of like technologies, I had to bring my own setup. So yeah, it did get a little wear and tear.
That's crazy.
And a lot of
Who was that
travel.
through? Was it through
Um,
DPS or?
It was Colorado Hip Hop, run by Fate from GWT.
Oh yeah,
at
yeah.
the time.
I remember.
G-Dub?
I remember that.
Yep.
Shout out.
So yeah, we had We had Jolt teaching some classes. We had Cosmo.
I
we
remember
had,
that.
like, yeah,
I
yeah.
remember that.
yeah.
That was tight.
Hell yeah, dope time.
So we we did East High School, Manual High School, and let's see, Skyland,
Was
Denver
that
Youth
like
Probation
2010 or something like that?
Yeah, it was about 10.
Is that
yeah,
when?
11,
yeah,
something
about
like
10
that?
ish.
Yeah, I remember that.
actually.
That was
That is about right.
I remember
Is
that.
that when they were doing the graffiti with it too, and different like
Yeah,
graffiti
yeah,
artists?
Yeah,
yeah.
because Jolt was with it too.
Yeah.
So certain schools were really skeptical about the graph part of it.
They were like,
Obviously,
we don't want
yeah.
these kids writing on our walls.
We did a mural.
So-
We did a mural at
Right.
Lake. I went and helped do a mural at Lake one time. You know, just
Yeah, that's
fill in
dope.
simple stuff. But yeah, I remember
It's
that.
dope.
That happened. That was middle school. I think that branched off from that project.
Yeah, yeah.
It's pretty
And I
tight.
think they're still, or
Everyone's
just
still
We're
doing-
recently doing some stuff over at Lake too,
yeah,
right?
yeah. Jones is doing
Yeah, yeah. I
some-
was gonna say
some-
Mario.
There's
Yeah.
there's like a whole new generation.
My son's in
of
his
people
class. My
going
son's
in.
in Jones's DJ class. He's learning how to make beats and do a
Oh,
podcast
really?
and
That's
stuff.
dope.
Yeah, it's pretty
that's
tight.
nice.
Yeah,
Big
he was
ups,
talking
big
about
ups to
that.
the
Or
radio
he was
one.
saying about,
Yeah.
wasn't he talking about it at the
Yeah,
podcast?
he's talking
yeah.
about it here. Yeah, my son. I asked him. I was like, "Hey, do you know DJ Jones?" And he's like, "Mr. Jones?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm in his class."
Professor
And
Jones?
It was fucking hilarious.
Professor
Mr.
Jones?
He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, that's my teacher." I'm like, "Damn."
Yeah, big ups, Mario.
That's tight,
crazy.
yeah,
Shout
hell
out
We
yeah.
to
just
all
saw
the
Funny how
him
things come back
last Sunday
around.
at the Bronco game.
Crazy.
actually.
cats
He's-
giving back.
Yeah,
man.
yeah. He's been at the Bronco
Yeah,
games,
yeah,
filling in
that's the
over
thing.
there. That's
Hell
tight.
yeah.
Fucking rooted for real.
yeah,
it's
so,
weird.
yeah, now you know.
Now you know.
Hella rooted.
Hey, when's like the first time you were kind of like introduced to hip hop, Mimi? Because I know you're like in the graffiti, you were in the DJing, a little bit of everything.
I mean, I was in high school when I got introduced, and then every time I got like introduced to like anything graph, like MCing, DJing, or anything like that, like I was intrigued. So I just followed it. Like ever since high school, when I caught wind of it, like I just followed it.
Who were some of the
So-
young cats you remember kind of hearing shit from, or even
Like-
introducing to you?
Like back in the day,
Yeah.
trying to think, cause I know like early on. I mean, it was just kind of like random tapes or CDs that I got from people, like
Something,
burning
yeah.
it, like.
That's kind of like
was
my
like-
shit too. I remember trading shit like in high school and even in middle school. That's how I got NWA first time.
It's like
This cat-
NWA, and
The
I
12
remember there
rings.
was a Boogie Monsters tape
Oh,
that
shit.
everybody wanted, and like there was like hats being traded, like bags of weed, like all sorts of stuff, just to get a copy of this
Yeah.
Boogie Monsters tape because nobody had it except for like
Damn, that's
one
wild.
person. Like so, I remember that Boogie Monsters tape, so that's got like some history with me. So I always loved Boogie Monsters, and then I'm trying to think where it like. I don't know. It just kind of stemmed from there, and then was just like random people I like came across, and like, and by the time I got to like college, then there was like more of like a kind of smaller hip hop scene in like Fort Collins.
Right.
So it was kind of like a kind of niche like family. So there was like certain cast like so big ups to like Roz, DJ Multimix in Fort Collins. We called him like grandfather hip hop because he was older than us. Like he was breaking when we were like just being born. Like
That's crazy.
so he had a hip hop shop up there, and like we all used to go there and hang out. And then just certain DJs in the scene like Alienate, Casper, 120, like certain casts that
Yeah,
were
big
like,
ups 120.
yeah,
Yeah.
like so there were certain casts that were like up
Crazy.
north, and then like of course all the casts that were down here in Denver. But
Right.
I don't know. I just kept like reaching out until I found people that were on the same level as me.
Right. One of the things is like kind of like the halfway point. You said like going to being up north. Is Boulder was definitely like a halfway point. Was it KGNU with Sam and Toast and all them?
So that came way later. So when I moved back to Denver from Fort Collins when I graduated, that's when I met like Selector Sam and like Comatose.
Do you remember the first time you met Selector Sam? Because I remember and that shit was weird as fuck. I was like, who is this motherfucker? He's a little cocky and shit. But, you know what I mean? He's
Well,
just
you
a-
guys were like,
was,
you guys
uh,
were like a duo for a long time,
Yeah,
man.
Made a lot of music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of shit, yeah.
A lot of gumbo shit, Colorado style.
Straight up,
I
man.
think
I
I
couldn't
used to
I
pull up
couldn't
to the
run into
after
one of
hours.
you without the other. For a
Used to
minute.
pull up to the after hours to see them both all spinning in the DJ
Oh,
booth.
the after
Yeah,
hours
they
are the
were doing
fun.
it.
We all
that
lived-
was the
Those are
fun
super
stuff.
We all
fun.
lived close. We all lived in Cap Hill.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
shit used
Toast
to
was
be
down the
so
block.
sick.
Sam was right there. I
Yeah.
was a little bit.
Sam
you
lived
know?
in that
Wow.
apartment that flooded
Mimi
every
was
other
DJing.
week.
Yeah, with all the mice.
That shit
So,
was fucking
mice
wild.
jumping.
Sam.
That
Big
shit
ups,
was
Sam.
wild. Big ups.
Sam was saving the mice, picking them up and putting
Oh
them
my
on furniture.
God.
So
Yeah,
they
he's
wouldn't drag.
he's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
humane person.
Oh my
He's-
god.
Sam, love you, but man,
That's
you are
wild.
a character sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh
I
yeah.
could talk about you all fucking night, but I'm not. This
No,
ain't
I
about
met-
you.
Yeah, this isn't about you tonight.
I
We already
think I
interviewed
met,
his
like-
Yeah, we already got you here.
I met like
We already got that
Comatose
one.
at like do you remember the record store Rapid Fire that
Oh
was
yeah.
on Colfax?
Yep.
I don't.
So my homeboy
Rapid Fire was
James
sick.
that I actually went to high school with, he owned Rapid Fire. It was pretty much like across the street from like the Fillmore,
Yep.
like next to that Home Depot. So he used to do monthly jams. So they'd do like a monthly b-boy jam, a monthly like DJ battle. But we went down there for one of the jams, and that's where I met like Toast. And then I started going to KGNU for Eclipse, and that's where I met like Selector Sam and like Sound Supreme and like the rest of the posse, basically.
R.I.P.
Rest in peace.
I
Sound
remember that.
Supreme.
I remember
Yes,
that. Little,
yes.
I remember that
One
little
love sound.
those journeys on Sunday.
Oh yeah, we go through blizzards. It'd be like a blizzard outside, and we still drive our asses up to
Hell
Boulder for the
yeah.
show.
As I know.
With
yeah.
Toast in the back seat, still
Dedication.
editing tracks.
Boulder used to get
Cleaning
down with
tracks
the
up.
dope
He did.
hip hop
He did
shows
do
back
that.
in the day. You know, the scene was so
my
dope up there.
goodness, man.
Like in Denver, you know, it was a trip because the hip hop shows were just, it was, somebody was always funking or something, you know. And when the jams were in Boulder, I felt like it was like more hip hop and more like,
Well, do you
Yeah,
yeah,
do you
yeah.
remember like the
So
point
that-
in time where like hip hop shows like
That was
weren't
a whole
allowed
thing.
in Denver?
yeah, no,
You
Yeah,
had
that
to
was
go
a
to
whole
Boulder
thing.
or Fort Collins.
why
to
they
go to
were
a
in
hip hop
Wow, I
show.
can't believe
Yeah, that
that.
shit
Those
was-
people would be all.
that shit was so
stupid.
dope.
That's
We'd
why
go
I
to
didn't
b-boy
like living
jams out
there.
there. We'd go to like, oh, it was the shit back in the day, going up to Boulder and like really. And now you can't find
Flex
that
it.
shit no more.
No,
up
it's not
the
there
same.
anymore.
Now it's
It's
back in
definitely
Denver.
they're not
there
even
anymore.
doing no.
They're not doing no shit
shows
up
up
there
in
no
Boulder
more.
now.
Yeah, it's done.
I was just talking to Mimi about a old school club called Club Mecca, back in
Mecca,
the day. I don't know if you guys remember that
Mecca.
one.
That shit was sick as fuck.
Man, I saw Exhibit do like Speed of Life, like album
just-
release party there.
Yeah, we were just talking about Mecca.
The Roots.
Who did-
did
yeah, The
Things
Roots.
Fall Apart there.
Right.
Like, rest in peace, Hub though. Right now,
Yeah,
Yeah.
big ups.
big ups. Yeah.
Yeah, we were
Salute.
talking
Yeah.
about Mecca and Talagi's
Holy
and
shit, Mecca though.
Yeah, Mecca was the
That
joint.
place
Like you
was
go down in the
dope,
basement,
downstairs. Yeah, that shit was fresh to
and there
death.
was like 3 different rooms, but it was all just vibes.
Yeah, it was dope.
And then
When
the
it was
next-
popping, it was
Boy.
popping. But then you would go and it'd be like nothing cracking at all. I'd be like, fuck.
yeah, you had to
especially
go on like the show
The
nights.
specific
so,
nights
yeah.
you had to go, but yeah, we were trying to go find b-boys, spots to go dance and shit. We
Yeah, no
stumbled
doubt.
upon
Go
Yeah.
stumbled
spot to
upon
spot.
there by chance. By chance one time. I was pumped.
Those
yeah.
are like the most organic, like the funnest nights, right? When
Yeah.
You walk
Oh,
into a
yeah.
spot and you're like, oh,
I found the
man,
snake
that's
pit
the
like
spot.
that. Getting
Damn.
pizza next door. Like I just moved to Cap Hill and they're playing Far Side.
Oh shit.
And it was
That's
just
dope.
bumping and shit. And I was like,
Snake Pit.
Snake
I was
pit.
like, let me
I
go
know
back.
that
Uh,
shit. Wow.
That's
lot of
a,
memories.
that's gonna be like a name in history.
History.
like-
It is. It already is. Yeah, that shit
Hell
was.
yeah.
See, I don't know of any of these places y'all are talking
Right
about.
there, you know,
'cause I was
13th
just
and Pearl.
deep in the
Yeah.
mountains.
I
13
think
Pro.
you've probably been to most of them, but they
Probably.
just have different names.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
funny.
Oh, you've
Yeah.
been.
The
They're all the
beauty
same
bar.
spots.
It's all the same.
AKA your mama's house.
Your mama's
Okay.
house,
Yeah.
beauty
Yeah.
bar.
Yeah.
Beauty
Fuck
bar.
yeah.
I didn't even know that was your mom.
It's
What
got
else
it's
is
I
it?
black
did not
box
know.
now.
Yeah.
It's just
Before
yeah.
beauty
Like
bar
Snake
was
Hill.
something.
It looks.
Um,
Your mama's house actually is pretty nice.
Yeah, they all
looking
were.
inside there.
Just-
We used to do all our release parties there.
Yep.
Your mom's house
Yeah.
was
Snake Pit was a staple back in the
Beauty
day.
bar, Snake Pit, right?
And then yeah, but it was something between Snake Pit and beauty bar.
It
And I
wasn't
can't
though.
remember what it was.
It wasn't. It was
Yeah,
shut. It was shut down.
It went
was shut
straight-
down for like 3 months.
And
'Cause-
then it just went straight.
No,
to
Yeah,
no,
'cause
no,
I was-
no. It was Pearl.
Pearl. That's what
Pearl?
it was.
It went
was
from
Pearl. That's what it
Pearl
was.
and then to
Okay.
Beauty Bar.
I couldn't
and
remember what
then-
the fuck it was. It was
There's
Pearl.
one in the middle.
Yeah. And then what was the box was Benders and something else, remember?
Yeah, Benders.
But it was before Benders, it was
I went to
something else.
Benders.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
what was the
Karaoke night.
combo
And
for
before that
Benders?
was-
That was when I
Benders?
first met Mikey. He was the
Oh, man.
fucking.
It was
kick-
Benders and then Black Box.
No, but before Benders.
Before Benders,
Before
is
Benders.
what we're trying to find in the files of our.
It
Well,
was like some
basically
tiki
you all
type. It was
all
like almost, I
rooted
think it was like
in
some tiki
this
type something or some.
Community.
fucking something.
But it was still like
It was still a good spot though.
like we were saying, like most of these spots that you like, we're just saying these names and you're like,
They're all
I
on the
haven't
same
been
block?
there, but it's
Yeah.
like the same
They're,
spot.
like, literally
Just
within, like,
changed
a
over
block of each
names,
other.
like-
yeah.
The best shit.
That's fucking awesome. That spot was Cap Hill was different back then. You know.
You
Sure.
don't think it's still cool, like your mama's house?
I
Like,
remember,
It was
Nah,
cooler.
It was different
It's still
because
cool, but
that was
it was
because
just-
it was different. Everybody like fools would pull up on their bikes and
We
skateboards
can
and
make it cool
fucking
again.
you know the squad. And it was just
Yeah,
everybody you've
let's do
seen
it.
everywhere
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Denver was so small.
But that's how
Cyphers
it was. It
outside.
didn't matter what venue it was. Like when you went to a venue, like you knew everybody there.
all the
Right.
heads were there.
Yeah.
You already knew.
So it's like you'd like roll solo, but you knew
and
you knew like
you ran into
20
somebody
people like there.
or
if you
met
went.
people if you went solo. You know, like if you didn't know anybody, you were
Yeah.
gonna meet somebody. Like,
Yeah, you knew you were gonna run into.
it was
bunch of
cool.
people.
It was always a vibe.
That
Like
was
even
exactly
Colfax
how it
was
was.
dope. Streets of London ended up being cool later on. You know,
Yeah.
a little bit. Like,
Yeah, streets.
all
man,
those-
streets.
London.
all those spots. Bar back in the day was just
Yeah,
fucking so.
Bar.
That was the
Goose Town.
scumbag
Yeah.
joint. You know,
It's just some old Andrews
loved
days
it.
where Cos was twirling
Andrews?
bottles
Cos,
like Tom
yeah.
Cruise.
Or Donkey Den, Donkey Den and shit. Karma
the
or whatever.
Donkey Den.
Fuck
Yeah.
Man, I was
Donkey
at
Den.
Andrews
Bartended
and-
at Donkey Den.
Yeah,
I was a
heard that
bartender
one.
there.
Yeah, Cosmo
That's
used
a
to work
blast
there.
from the past.
Cos-
Cos worked
Yo,
everywhere.
big ups to
Cos worked at
Cosmo.
Labo. He
Yeah,
worked at
he's-
fucking Donkey
He's
Den.
at car toys
Yeah, I
now.
was-
Car toys. I know he's trying to sell me a fucking system. Shout out Cos, motherfucking Cos.
Yeah, hit me up, Cos, because I need a system for my new grind.
Yeah, I know. I'm
Yeah.
trying to put one in too.
Holler.
Hook everyone up with Riot.
I
with systems
actually-
for
I remember
that.
being at
too, so-
Andrews and Cos. There was a bar fight, and Cos tried to like blame it on me. They were like, "Oh, they're like, one of your friends started the fight." He's like, "Oh, it was Mimi. Mimi definitely started the fight." I'm like, "Thanks, Cos. Yeah,
Fucking
that was
asshole.
me. That was definitely."
The cops looked at her and was like, yeah, right.
They're like,
We're
"It
not
was
buying
Mimi.
it."
Mimi's always starting bar fights."
So wait, you've started a bar fight?
No, I wasn't even there that
Oh,
night. Like,
okay.
he just
Dang.
blamed
But
it
what's
on
your?
me.
Do you have like your favorite bar fight?
Ooh.
I don't know if you call it a favorite.
The worst
but
one.
Worst.
I mean, there was one
or the
that-
craziest one.
So one happened in Fort Collins, and I was having a rough week, and some dude at the bar dropped like a bar stool on my foot, and I kind of triggered a bar fight after that because I started screaming at this guy, and a lot of my homies were in the bar at the time, and then they all just kind of jumped in, and basically he started it because he dropped a bar stool on my foot,
Yeah,
and
that was him for
I
sure.
just reacted in
Yeah.
a way where it started a bar fight.
Right.
Okay.
Hey.
I didn't know that was gonna
Sometimes
happen,
the
but it
tension's
just
already
sort
built,
of happened.
and all you had to do was spark it. You know.
And then somebody hits the jukebox, and then
Doom.
they start breaking
Oh.
pool sticks over their knees. And
Yeah.
Like in the
I think it was
movies.
like a
Yeah.
weird theme night.
That's it.
So
right
there was like sand. and,
Someone
like,
got
beach
slid
balls
down the
everywhere.
Someone
Oh.
got fucked up for sure.
Like sand in the eye.
Like there was
beach
that one
balls
guy
in
at the end of it all that
face,
was still just
Yeah, you got thrown out the window or something.
Tyrone Woodley. Just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You got hilarious.
It's silly.
That's wild.
Hey,
Yeah,
Tense,
bar fights.
you remember the first time you were kind of introduced to hip hop?
Oh man, so like when I think about it, like I've gone through this in my head a bunch, but there's a couple different moments that I will say that like definitely told me that this is where like I was supposed to be. One of the first ones is like my cousin bringing me like a cassette tape of Beastie Boys' "License to Ill"
Hell yeah.
with the plane crashing on the cover. And
You know that's a big old joint, right?
yeah, that's
yeah,
a
yeah.
huge joint, man. That was
Fuck
my
yeah.
everything. That was like
Bomb.
when I first heard that and I was a kid, man.
That's just wow.
It blew my mind. That was a whole new thing. And then like Run DMC, Tougher Than Leather, like shortly after that, very close. Man, I would. This is like the Walkman days, but I couldn't afford like the one that was called a Walkman from
Yeah.
Sony. It was like the one with the metal.
Yeah, a walkie.
The metal little headband.
He's carrying his
like,
receiver down the street.
yeah. It wasn't even a Sony.
portable
it was like a
portable
Sonya.
cassette. It was a portable cassette player.
About
Sonya.
Sonia.
I think that's a real thing, bro. I feel like you really, that really is one
It
of them.
was, bro. I'm telling you, it's a real thing.
Sonia.
That's
That
how.
shit was-
By Radio Shack.
Bro, and I would like
Yup.
pass out, and it had auto like flip, which is like a cool feature on a cassette
Right,
tape.
right.
'Cause
Turns
you
it
didn't
back
have
the
to
other
flip
way.
It, so it would go back and forth, and I would
Sick.
listen to that album
all
Like,
night
but
long.
Tense was the auto
over
flip.
and
You had
over
to manually
and
flip it.
over, man. Like you couldn't even get those headphones off of me.
That's
And
Sanyo.
the Sanyo, yeah.
Sanyo.
The Sanyo.
Sanyo.
That's what it is.
Fuck
The
yeah.
Sa- It was the Sanyo.
If you ain't never had a Sanyo, I'm
Yeah,
not,
I'm
you
like,
ain't-
fucking,
yeah.
I know the one you're talking about, bro. I see that shit.
It was
The little
that.
wire headphone with the little poofs.
Yeah,
Oh, garbage ass.
Sanyo.
that was me, bro. That was me.
He had that
That's
next
so
to his
sick.
VCR. That
All
was
me,
a Quasar.
like
That's
third or
so
fourth
sick.
grade or something like that.
Yeah.
And,
It all had to start somewhere.
Wow.
like, yeah, and it went on. Like I always loved music. Actually, my mom actually had a great record collection growing up, and she taught me how to like put the needle on the record and stuff like that. Like
That's
there was Jimi Hendrix in the crates, Led Zeppelin, like
Hell yeah.
Jackson 5. There was like 45s. There was like
Nice.
Yup.
all kinds of flavor. And I remember just going through those records and like opening up, and it was like a book. You know what I mean? There
Yeah.
was all this album cover
Oh, it's
art,
info.
and
Yeah,
it would
I
tell you like who played the song
Right.
or like who played this instrument. And
Yeah.
there would be lyrics in there and like all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Shit
And
was
kids are
different.
missing out on that these days, like, cause you just download.
Even to CDs,
Yeah,
you
you
had
don't
the
see that
booklets and the
something.
whole
Yeah,
shit.
it-
Even
it
like
just,
now,
the
it's
artwork
gone.
was the whole thing.
all
You know
gone
what I
now.
mean? And just the presentation of like when you got an album. One that was really dope and near and dear to me was that Tribe Called Quest, where they had the reflector
yeah.
cover. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Man, that was sick. Like just like when you get stuff like that, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like that, I remember
It's
there was
that
like a
period,
Led
everything was
Zeppelin
like
one where it was
tangible
like
and
a-
physical and
It was real.
Yeah,
There's no meta nothing yet.
exactly.
You actually
about
have
it,
some
yeah.
in your hands.
I mean,
Right.
everyone talks about
And it
that
had
Cheech
pieces
and
to
Chong
it, it
that
had
came with the
pieces.
big
With
old
the big
rolling paper in
yep.
it. Like
Yeah, let's go, bro.
that was a thing.
It's
you
really
know what I
lost.
mean? Yeah.
That shit sucks.
it's a
That's
lost like art, like in a
It was a
sense. You know,
surprise,
everything is
yeah.
so digital now, and like nothing's like
and
tangible.
instant and so instant. And
Right.
So fuck, man, it's rough.
Yeah,
It's for
so, I
kids.
mean, let's bring it back. Let's, and I know like a lot of artists these days now are kind of veering away from things like some of the streaming sites because of, I mean, they're paying them pennies to the dollar for the
Right.
like what their streams are worth, and just going back to like the grassroots and like selling yourself independent is actually a lot more lucrative move than just trying to get all mainstream and stuff.
Right.
Sometimes
You
you
gotta
know.
find another
Put in
way
the work.
to put out your.
Yeah, exactly.
album.
Yeah, and at that point, it's reaching the right people as well.
Right.
It's just not just.
Every
thrown out
time I think
into
of like the
oblivion.
grassroots and like grinding down and giving stuff out, as I think of Mr. Verbal, like in front of the record shop.
Oh, yeah.
I used to
Just,
run
like,
into him at
slaying
like
Always.
CDs
the bus
left
stop
and right.
Everywhere,
or,
anywhere.
Like
That fool
it's not
made-
his digital
Up and down
download
Colfax.
and this like
Up
he's
and down
just there
Colfax.
like
That fool,
That's
Mr.
so cool.
Verbal, made your boy JoeThunder and Selector Sam, and everyone worked with platinum.
yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
I gave him permission to
So
slang
who was
whatever
this
the
guy, though?
fuck he
Mr.
wants.
Verbal.
Mr. Verbal.
Verbal.
A
So
little
who was
fat
he?
Puerto Rican.
Yeah, where was he from? Was he
He's
from Puerto
he's
Rico?
from- no, he's from
New
he's
York.
from
Return of
New
the
York.
Flying
I think he was.
Flat
Yeah, I
Man.
think
I don't
he
want to
was
say the
New
wrong
York.
place. I
Yeah,
want to say like
whatever.
I want to say
Somewhere
like the
from the
Brooklyn or
East
Bronx.
Coast. Yeah.
I
But he's
remember
from New
he
York,
d-
New York.
It was something
Yeah.
in New York. Yeah,
And
it was
he
one of the
slang-
boroughs.
Yeah.
He was slang CDs 24/7. Like that was his
24/7.
job.
Really?
And
In
he would
front
get
of
you to buy
every
CDs.
record shop.
He was
like,
talking to
Oh
you.
man,
He was talking to you for sure.
and it was
You were getting talked
it
to.
was everywhere. You kept
Yeah.
bumping into this guy like.
Everywhere.
And he knew
That's
all
was
the
on
grassroots right
16th
there.
Street Mall.
60th Street Mall, right at
He's
the top,
on
right there,
Federal
all
at the
time.
bus stop.
Like the fact that
Everywhere.
you all know about him.
Nah,
like
he's
Everywhere.
He's like a little
Everybody
hip hop
knew,
legend.
Like, in that
huh?
time period, everybody.
If
knew
you were out
Verbal.
there, you knew who Mr. Verbal was.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for real.
Absolutely.
It's like Robot Mike. Like you knew
In
you were
front of
gonna run
every
into that
show,
cat. You know.
everything.
Yeah,
That's
nah,
sick,
he was
though.
out there
Absolutely.
hustling.
Hustling.
Yeah,
I
big up
bought
to-
so many. I
up to
bought. I
Robot
bought.
Mike.
Yeah,
There
yeah.
was-
You would buy a
there
ton
was-
of
Every
CDs
single
from
time
him.
I
There was
seen
the
him.
one CD he did, like Return of the Flying Fat Man, and he's like
Yeah,
Superman
the
on the
Superman.
cover.
I remember that shit.
and that
I
shit
got
was
that
funny
shit.
because it was just like we
That's
just
so
like we put up a
fucking funny.
chair and he just like was on
Laid
the
on
chair
it.
like this, and then we just photoshopped the rest of it out of it.
God.
But he was just like literally on a chair, like in the living room, just like posing.
Hilarious.
And we just cut the rest of it.
Yeah, so get your hustle on, like Mr. Verbal is what we're saying.
real.
Yeah, nah,
Verbal
for
was
real.
the man.
Get out there,
If
man.
you have
Do
grind-
everything it takes.
If you had grind like Mr. Verbal, you will go platinum. Guaranteed.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? But yeah, he used to do the most, man.
Yeah. Hope he's
That's what's
doing
up.
good.
Yeah,
Shout out to
shout out.
Verbal.
Yeah, shout out. Hey, so tell me when the first time you decided to start scratching and actually putting songs together.
Scratching.
It sounds like you fucked with tapes, so I'm sure it started with tapes where you're recording them, putting a little paper,
Cassettes?
putting a little paper in there, recording on them.
I would definitely do like, I would
Mixes. and
copy
shit.
songs, but they weren't actually mixed. It was
Right.
just like,
No,
Yeah. Next, one
quote
to the
unquote,
next.
what people call a mixtape these days, where it's just like a playlist, essentially, to me.
Yeah.
But like a mixtape for me back in the day was like someone rocking doubles that
Right.
was blending, like
Right.
things were dropping fast, like quick
Yeah.
mixing type of stuff. So like scratching, I guess, man, it's hard to kind of pinpoint when I first started scratching, but like,
When you found a record.
so like I
Yeah,
said,
the
with my
first
mom,
time
with my
ever.
mom and her
Yeah.
records, like I
Right.
had touched and like knew how to use vinyl better than I knew how to use a cassette, actually. Because when we got a cassette, like I'm dating myself, like hell right now, but-
That's sick.
But that's how it was though. You
I
were
remember
playing
when they
records
first got,
before
I know.
like,
I'm like,
a
I'm like looking at you like,
VCR,
how
bro. Hey,
old are you?
I'm,
bro? You're not
I'm
even-
right there, right with you, bro. But I'm not. I'm just keeping my mouth shut.
Yeah,
but I know
yeah.
exactly what you're talking. The same fucking shit.
But
in
records
the
were around
office.
before cassettes, so
Yeah.
it's
I actually
totally
was, I was
understandable.
touching vinyl before cassette.
I was touching 8-tracks before
Right.
cassettes,
And
so if that
That's
doesn't
eight
date
tracks
you-
were there
definitely,
too. Yeah.
My
Play
dad
the
had the
8-track.
little adapter that you put in the car.
in the card, yeah.
In the 8-track with the tape that sat on that bitch.
I've
seen
I'm
that.
dating
Shit.
myself.
I used to
Oh,
make
my-
little mix
my
shit.
uncle
shit.
did
And you
some
took that
crazy
shit out when you were
shit.
in the store, put it in the seat, because they'll
That's
steal that
fucking
motherfucker in a minute.
crazy.
Like a pull-out back in the day. I know you know
back
about
in
the
the
little
day.
pull-outs,
Yeah,
remember?
yeah.
You walking around
With
fucking
your
feds
shit.
and shit.
Yeah.
with
This
fucking
big
pull-outs.
ass like
stereo.
Yeah, big old
suitcase.
Alpine with the
Yep.
it's like a
Uh-huh.
briefcase, but it's like
Damn, that's fucking
it-
hilarious.
You
No,
pull out
it's a
your whole
stereo.
stereo.
Like, yeah, I'm
and,
taking my
like,
shit
keep
with
it
me.
with you.
Right.
You ain't stealing my shit.
I guess my uncle, man, my family had this. I think it was my grandma's car, but at some point, it was this big old hoopty boat. It was a LTD. It was a brown LTD. And go ahead and look that up. Like, what kind of car
It
that
might not
looks
fit
like?
on your
yeah.
phone.
I had
You might have
one.
to turn
It
that
might-
shit sideways.
I owned one. I drove one.
That's
I used to
the
throw
good
Straight
12
up,
of my
straight
homies
up.
in there for sure.
Like the back seat was a
Yeah.
couch, man. And
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
one of our first shows, we drove up in that car up to like Raekwon Cuban Links.
Oh,
Like
shit.
one of our first shows
one of the
were
first hip-hop
broadcasted
shows.
from that
Oh,
car.
shit.
No.
I mean, back to it though, but like
Raekwon.
my uncle had figured out a way to rig a record player into the thing back in the
No
day.
fucking
Yeah,
way.
so
I bet
he
it skipped like
he
a
was cruising the
motherfucker.
LTD with the record player.
But
and
those
it, like-
shits used to float. They were just like,
yeah, because
they did,
the
yeah.
the
It's
just
suspension
like,
was so
suspension
good.
was serious on those. I had one of them. That shit was.
Shout out to my man Ichiban. He had this
Oh, yeah.
ride too. We used to call the flying couch because it was
Smooth as fuck.
it was just like that. Like the back seat was just this. It was basically a couch.
Damn.
In the back seat.
And
don't get
there,
no
the
better than that.
suspension was smooth. Smooth as the lotion that JoeThunder spoke of earlier.
Yeah.
The motion in
Joe
the
Thunder's
ocean.
lotion.
Ocean. I remember talking about
That's
lotion.
that
I was
Joe
talking about
Thunder
lotion.
lotion.
That Joe
It was
Talking
it
Thunder
the
about
lotion? Yeah, you said
Lotion?
this is lube now or something.
Oh,
Oh
yeah.
no, they got
You wanna plug
lube.
that?
They got lube in the dispensary.
Like
That's THC.
medicated lube.
Yeah, medicated THC lube. Like,
That's what I
showed up.
heard.
Bruh.
That's the word on the street since
Oh,
the
we were
beginning.
talking
Of
about. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Joe
Hi, bro. See, I got that little delay, but I'm back with y'all. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
okay.
I'm back on
There he
board
is.
with
He's
us.
here.
There
he's
he
here.
So
is.
Mimi, how
There he
did
is.
you get into
How did you
DJing?
get into
Yeah, this-
I remember actually.
Basically, so I was breakdancing until I jacked up my ankle.
So
and
you
that's-
okay? So your
and
true
that's
love was
when I s-
breakdancing.
Yeah. So, but I was like always intrigued with
Maybe
like
that's
the
right.
DJing. So
Well,
anytime I was at a jam or a show or something,
Jam.
I always was like right up front on the turntables and just like watching basically. But at that point, I was like a breakdancers because when you're broke, you breakdance because you can't afford,
You don't have to buy nothing.
All you
Yeah,
can do
you
is
don't gotta buy
clothes.
anything.
Yeah.
You just gotta dance.
Just rock. Yeah. That's it.
But when I hurt my ankle, not even from breakdancing, it was some dumb shit with my dog, but I rolled my ankle bad and I was like wearing a boot and I needed surgery and all sorts of crap and like
Damn.
that's basically when I started DJing because I couldn't dance, so I started DJing. So I invested. So this is funny. So what are your jams at the Snake Pit?
Right.
Sam had pawned his turntables, but he needed them back for this show.
Right.
So I paid the pawn shop to get the turntables out for his like show that he was doing.
And he just never paid you.
So I said, I'm going to keep the turntables until you pay me back. And I want to create a records
Okay.
to play with until you pay me back the money. So that's kind of how it started. So I ended up with his turntables. I got a mixer for multi-mix and Fort Collins, and then I had like a little setup to like play with until Sam paid me back.
Okay. So he eventually paid you back and
So
got his shit
eventually
back.
he paid me back, and I
He
gave back
said
his
a
shit.
legend.
Oh man, you had no faith in this guy, dude.
Yeah.
No faith in
Yeah, he was already throwing him under the bus.
I'm like, I don't know. I think he let the turntables go. I
Yeah.
could see Sam doing some shit
No,
like
but
that
they're tables.
and not telling anyone.
That's
wanted
what you
it.
can't. That's what you can't let
But
go.
he was, yeah, I could see him doing that. I just
He wanted him.
him and Virgo.
Yeah, he
you know what I
knows
mean?
his
I could
shit.
see him doing
Cold
that.
blooded.
Eventually, he
Cold
got his
blood.
turntables back, and then I'm
Dope.
like,
So
all right, I
basically
need to
he's
invest
saying
in
he-
my own shit. So
Yeah.
they ended up. So this was a weird period of time where I was trying to buy turntables, and people were selling turntables, but they weren't able to sell turntables. So the funny thing is usually you would negotiate with someone and kind of bring the I had two different vendors, two different people I was talking to on Facebook, bringing their prices lower and lower. And I'm like, oh, this guy's offering me like his set for $500. I'll sell them to you for $450. So I go back to this guy. This guy's got them for $450. He's like, I'll sell them to you for $400. And actually had two different vendors going lower and
Whoa.
lower until I got my set of turntables for like $350.
Sick.
1200.
Sick.
God damn. What
Yeah.
did oh no, you see. Damn.
So that was a
dope.
weird time period. So to have two people like going
Yeah.
They're the techniques.
lower and lower just to get me like into a set of turntables, like I ended up paying
Damn.
$350 for a set of turntables.
What kind were they?
They were the Techniques 1200s.
1200.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting those
That's
and
sick.
then been slowly building up my gear since then. But that was a weird period of time where you would have that lower and lower. I'm
Yeah.
like, what do you got? What do you got? What do you
Right.
got? All right, sold.
Yeah.
$350.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Do you
as
play
fuck.
on controllers now, or
Now
Or
I'm still
any-
on. I'm still on the decks.
nice?
So
Have you
like,
tried the
Yeah.
Rain One yet?
I have.
What do you think?
It's not bad. I actually enjoyed the Ray Run. Like,
Yeah, that's what I was. Gonna
I
say.
like
A
the
lot of
fact that
people-
it actually rotates.
Yeah.
Like if it didn't move, that's where it messes me up because I'm so used to like the turntables
Yeah,
that
but
if
it's
it
a lot
doesn't move,
lighter.
it fucks me up.
Yeah.
yeah.
So and like the latency's pretty good. So like if I were to get a controller, I get the Ray One for sure.
Yeah, nice.
So funny thing was like when I started like DJing, I was living with Dash at the time.
Oh shit.
So Dash, Cosmo, Epi, like all those cats would like come to the crib, and I have my back towards like the front door, and I'd be mixing in my headphones, and the fools would like roll up like all like stealth mode and scare the living shit out of me every
shit.
fucking time. So even today when I'm like mixing and practicing in my headphones, I'm like always like
Looking
watching behind me.
Yeah.
Constantly looking back.
waiting for
Damn.
someone to scare the shit out
Out
of
of
me in the
habit.
middle of the mix.
Yeah. That's how you learned how to
Dang.
DJ. That's fucking crazy.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Hey, check it out. One of the friends that we had in common is real dope DJ. Like, I know there's a lot of dope DJs out there. You know what I mean? But this cat, to me, had like skills. Comatose,
Comatose.
right? Friends with me, you, Sam. You know what I mean? Part of the little crew. Like, you know, Verbal was part of the crew. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Jay
yeah.
Cook. You know what I mean? The Ogden House.
The
How did you?
Ogden House. Holy shit.
Hey, that's where I kind of first. That's where I ran into kind of shit. You know what I mean? Like
That's where I met
going to
Sam the
7-Eleven.
first time.
For real?
7-Eleven, the Blockbuster across the street.
No, I was going. No, I was going to 7-Eleven right there, and I ran into Tony, I knew him from high school, DJ Fire, and he's like, "Hey, bro, I got the CDs I'm putting out. Check them out." And I was like, "All right." And he gave me like 2 like tapes, and they had a bunch of local stuff on it. And he literally lived like 2 blocks away. He's like, "I live down the block." I was like, "Oh, so do I." I was like, and this is one of the cats I was telling you about that I would trade music with in high school. Like this fool, I remember, like he brought me Cypress Hill for the first time, and I looked at it like, damn, need some Mexicans, because like no, I got love for my people, but there's not, you know what I mean. When it comes to rap music, back in the day, there's no one really hidden, but you heard these fools, and then you didn't even think they were from LA. You thought they're from New York, but they had this crazy
style.
Crazy
different shit.
sound.
Stoned is the way of the
Crazy
walk,
style.
you know what I mean? And I used to trade tapes with him, and I just bumped into him right there, and he's like, "Yeah, we even kick it here." He's like, "They got a studio," and ever since that day, it was on. You know
That's
what I mean?
crazy.
And I met Verbal at the Ogden House. He led me to Sam, and was like, "You got to meet this fool if you're trying to do this." And I went to his grimy ass spot right there. I want to say like it's definitely on like 14th, and I want to.
It was close to like Tosa's house. It was a few
Tosa's
blocks
on
up,
Marion.
like, yeah. So it
Or
was literally like
Monroe.
yeah, something like that. But I remember the first time going to like the Ogden House, and I was like, this is sketch as fuck, and I shouldn't be here by myself, and I would just leave.
Well, how did you end up there? What was the story? Like, how did you get there? Who were you
think-
with?
I think I was like with Toast and Sam.
Okay.
And Sam's like, "Oh, come back to like my crib,
Uh-huh.
like." And then we ended up at the Ogden House, and I'm like, "I'm scared. I'm going home."
That's crazy.
I heard that house turned into like some like white supremacy, like Nazi shit after that.
Dang.
And I'm like, that's terrible.
That's
like,
horrible.
Yeah.
like the history I knew in that house, and then I found out what happened, like who was living there afterwards, and I'm like, you should just burn it. Like,
Do you
want to
elaborate what happened afterward, or?
So it was just like someone was like walking down the street past that, and they had like a bunch of racial like slurs and whatever like attacking them when they just walked past it.
Right.
And then like if you look through it, there was like a bunch of like police reports,
I think
and
I
then there
remember
was like
hearing some shit on the
investigations
news,
from
yeah.
that, and it was like these like Nazi supremacist people that were like living in the same spot.
Wow.
And I'm like, that's sad, because
Yeah.
like the positive shit that happened there to like what
Yeah.
it turned into,
Right, that's crazy.
like that was depressing.
For
I was
real.
like, you should just burn it at this point, because that's just sad.
I remember seeing that shit, and they would always have a for rent sign. I would think to myself, I was like, "That's like looks like a mansion. Like I ain't gonna be able to fucking afford."
Yeah,
that shit. What the
but
fuck?
it's all sectioned off,
Yeah.
and like
I found some like 2 blocks away, and then like you said, when I first went there, it was all rooms and shit, studio in the basement, in the dungeon. You know what I mean?
the dungeon.
You know, when you're leaving the studio at 2, 3 in the morning, just look straight ahead. Don't really look around,
Just-
because
Yeah.
you're going through that parking lot of Charlie's, and you never know. You don't want
You
to see nothing
never
crazy.
know.
Yeah, I mean, you just want to just like focus and not focus. Like I'm
Just like be
I
like,
was like this, like kind of like walking like this. You're
Focus
really
on
kind of
that,
looking
focus.
down, looking kind of halfway up, but you're not really like, what's going on
Oh,
around
man,
here?
for
Like,
real.
fuck, you know what I'm saying?
not like
Be
how it
alert,
is
but
now.
don't really be looking too hard.
Yeah.
Like back then, it was like eyes
be looking
down
too
and
hard.
just like, you
Yep.
just do what you need to do,
And
Denver
don't
was
park there
different.
either, because they
Denver
will
was
tow your
different
ass
back
in a
then.
minute.
right? That's when they had nothing better to do. Now nobody wants to work, so you
Yeah,
don't have to worry
nah,
about it.
Denver was different back then. That
Oh, it was
shit
way
a whole
different.
different place.
Way different.
Hell yeah. So you like rocking vinyl from the beginning, huh?
I rocked vinyl in the beginning. I think the main reason why I switched over was because of the Eclipse show. So you're doing radio, and you have to have the radio edits,
All right.
but you can't get a lot of the radio like edits on vinyl.
Right.
So Serato came like key at that point, because I could edit my own tracks
Mhm.
and then play it on Eclipse.
Like I was talking about earlier, once again, shout out to homie Toast, but he would be in the back and he would edit like really like a set, bro, like a 30-minute set, every song UGK,
Yeah,
like
everything.
the dopest shit. He wasn't playing like whack shit, or you know what I mean? He would get the
That's
dopest songs and then go in
Edit
But
the
they
Like
had
whole
that
edit
shit
all
on
the
time
tracks
and have
then
like
be
the
ready.
sickest set list. He's from Houston, Texas, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
that's tight.
he was all into the screw and all that shit. So he was chopping on point, blends, acapellas, like Crazy
That's
shit.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah, big
shit.
up Toast, man.
What were his mixtapes called?
That homie can
Southside
cut
for
well
life.
too.
For Liz Eye.
Salsia for Leah.
See it for Leah. Hell yeah. Those are classic. I got a couple of them.
Damn.
Shit, I wish I had a CD player, but I'm sure I
See
could
it
find
for
them.
Leah.
I can make them all digital for you and send them to you if you want.
That would
Like
be.
I got them all. Like they're all on CDs.
Hopefully Toast
think I got
isn't
half of
listening
them.
and trying to still charge for them.
I mean, I'll give him a buck. I'll give him some commission.
Yeah, I'll send you a couple
Yeah,
dollars.
let me get that file too, real quick.
Let me, yeah, right, what's up?
No,
Put
for
it
real, if you like
online
some
for the
Texas shit,
viewers.
it's some good
That's
shit. Yeah,
It's some good
definitely.
shit.
I'm down.
I'm down to get that shit. So let me know.
Yeah.
What's more your flavor when you're mixing and playing? Is it what you want?
It depends on my mood. Like it changes. Like
So
I mean,
right
I
now,
can-
what would you start off with if you had like
That's a great answer. I
three
like
tracks to
that.
start off with? Like right now, just
it just I don't even know.
Love
be
that.
like the Fat Boys are back.
So-
Right? I mean, yeah, it's hard to say. Like once I start, then I kind of go.
Mhm.
But
Go
I have
off
to
of like energy.
have like my library in front of me. But I mean, I can play like a complete underground hip hop mix.
Mm.
I can go into like breaks, like no problem.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I could play like funk, soul, like when I'm into it. I can go like New Jack just for shits and giggles, like
Mhm.
go back to like 80s, 90s, like pop,
Yeah.
dance, house, like
I mean, as a listener, I can definitely say New Jack is
I love
Yeah.
New Jack.
one of her
like,
strong points that she knocks out
Hell
the
yeah.
park,
Alright,
man.
I bet.
little heavy.
Mimi, if you ever catch Mimi on a New Jack set, man, we're cutting rugs.
There's
Better
a
watch
You
lot
better
of
believe
New
that.
New Jack,
That's what's
like
up.
dope shit. Like,
Yeah,
Give us a couple examples.
that's dope.
I mean,
I'm thinking when you say New Jack, I'm thinking Teddy Riley. I'm thinking fucking.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
you
like
get
Teddy
Heavy
Riley,
D, I'm
Heavy
thinking
D,
fucking-
Heavy
Yeah,
D.
heavy, yeah.
Who else? Velvet DeVoe, kind of
Velvet
like all
DeVoe.
that shit. You
the
know?
whole thing.
I know I'm missing a motherfucking million people, but I'm
There's
high.
a lot. Like, you just kind of have to dig to kind of find like that sound.
Who are they? I said, like I was gonna say, Teddy Riley again. He's in so many groups like Guys, New Jack City, fucking Rex and Effects. That's even New Jack, fucking Rum Shaker, all that shit.
Yeah.
Anything he fucking, you know what I mean, laid the way. That whole Puffy shit
Yep.
with Heavy D, you know what I mean? All
Yeah,
that.
it kind of led into that.
And you're playing on the radio, right? More, like a lot.
So I do Eclipse. It's not every Sunday because we have a few DJs that rotate through. I'm probably like every other Sunday. I do the third Sunday for sure. That's like when I'm scheduled on, but we kind of just like kind of throw it out there, like, hey, who wants to spin this Sunday? So
Yeah.
it always varies each week, but so yeah, I DJ radio, Eclipse show, longest running hip hop show on the planet.
On
Been
the
on
planet.
air.
Yeah.
78. 78.
Big up.
That's so dope.
Damn.
Yo, and if anybody else wants a good example of like the New Jack stuff that Mimi does as well, check her out on her Twitch. That's Twitch TV / Mimi _DA _ Mimi Da Masala. Check it out though. Like I'm trying to plug that because she's so humble here. She doesn't say all the cool stuff.
Now we're gonna get to that.
She's
'cause-
not gonna talk
Yeah.
about herself too much, so that's what I'm
That's the
here
right-
for.
That's the right question.
That's why I brought him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we were gonna get to the Twitch because you guys are making some good money and people are tuning in, right?
Yeah, things are going down. I mean, it's all like, you know, just like anything in life, you're gonna get out what you put into it. But like, it became like a grind with the pandemic because I mean,
We had nothing.
yeah,
else
we
to
had nowhere
do.
to spend. We're at the crib, like.
Going crazy.
So this did a lot of different things. Like it gave us something to do, like a project, like something to work on. Still like stay focused on our music and something positive,
Then
you
also
know. when
learn how to, like,
everything is so
film
grim in the
everything.
world, and like
I think one of
just
the
stick-
cool things I loved about Twitch was that, so was DJing that we like wanted to do and needed to do, but because it has like the green screen aspect, I could bring in like my graphic design at the same time.
Right.
So
Yeah,
that
so that's a
I
whole
I can
nother
design the
aspect that came
background
into it.
and DJing at the same
Yeah.
time.
Learn
Like
a
those are my
lot.
2 niches, and I brought them together.
Yeah.
If
So
you didn't know, she's a graphic designer, a dope one.
Yeah, so
Sick.
sick
In
DJ /
2006.
graphic designer.
She did Photoshop Mr. Verbal out.
A little bit
The,
everything.
the bench out.
Yeah.
Right.
So we talked
Return
about
of the
that.
Flying
that
Fat
was
Man.
Return of the Flying Fat Man.
Since then.
Hey, if any of y'all
Oh,
want a
it's
copy
gone
of that
way
shit, I have a
far
copy
from
of
Yeah,
it for
since
y'all.
then though.
$100.
Copy.
$100.
It's been a minute.
Y'all hear me? If y'all want a copy of the Flying Fat Man, I got a copy for you. $100. Hit me up, D. Hit me up. $100. You know
Let's go.
what I'm saying?
Yo, but just real quick back to the Twitch thing. Yeah, check out Mimi at that plug that I put out, and on
Plug.
Tuesday nights, that's it's called Tuesday Brews Day, and we crack some pops. We get into it. We make some cool backgrounds and stuff, but basically, like, there's no limits, as we tell all the DJs that come on, like, as to what you play. We just
It's open for
wherever it takes
Do
you.
what you
Yeah, I
want.
love
what you
Wherever the
like.
Basically,
vibe
our whole
takes
theme
you.
is Tuesday Brews Day. You just like drink beers and
Yeah,
play
so you're gonna
wherever
hear
the
some
beers
funk,
taste
you're gonna hear
us.
some
That's
hip hop, you're
That's
gonna hear
right.
some new jack,
Some
you're gonna hear
house,
some
new
old like
jack.
classic rock, like all kinds of stuff comes up some nights, and everyone's just
Right.
like, damn, like can't believe they pulled that joint out. Like,
Where can you
as
find
a group
Eclipse?
of DJs. So Eclipse
just-
is
are you talking more of the
88.5.
Twitch?
This is the Twitch channel.
Yeah. Okay.
So
The
Clips
Twitch
is
channel
every
is
Sunday.
kinda-
Twitch is
7 to
under your
10.
name, Mimi. It's
Yeah,
like,
so
okay.
Twitch is just
So
like
yeah,
what I do on my
we all
own.
have our own channels, and we pass it on
So
throughout the night. It's basically
Sick.
like
Like
for
the
those that aren't
wave.
familiar with Twitch, there's a button called the raid. Like if you're doing a stream, you can send it all your viewers to the next person.
Oh, that's
So we'll get all the crew together and we'll each do an hour, and then like
Just
we'll
right
raid
to the next
to
channel.
the next person all the way down.
yeah, that's cool. I've seen those. Cool
And you
those,
get
actually.
to hear like a wide variety of like really dope stuff.
Right.
I
If
like-
you don't know about that, they're called the Crunk Brothers.
Yeah, Crunk Brothers in the building for sure.
You know what I'm saying? They've been going for a minute. They've been here since I know they were here way before I even started fucking around, but they were definitely here. Dude, I mean, known Tense for a minute, Life Crew from Crunk Brothers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The Crunk life.
Yeah.
Frank Life.
Since the day. Big ups all the Crunk Brothers. I know this is getting to be a long list, and just want to run through it real quick. Big up my man, Almighty Is, S9, Brick a Brack, Platinum Floyd, CJ Scratch, of course, Mimi in the house, my man Mad Raw, my man Discord, Cisco Rockwell, if you haven't heard of him. Do your research. DJ Thought as well. Big ups. Spons One. My man DJ Ohm, and most importantly, not forgotten,
Not at all.
DJ B Money.
All
Shout
right,
out.
Peace. Love you, be
One love.
Yo,
Yeah.
that was my first DJ I ever b-boy to.
B Money?
Yeah.
Nice.
Like he live just like training, you know what I mean, for us at the spot. I used to
At the spot.
yeah, we get down and he would DJ for us. I had danced before that at a jam to a DJ, but that was the first time like we got a private session with the DJ spinning.
Oh, man, that's what's
specifically
up.
for us.
And doesn't he have
B
the
Money
best
was-
energy, right?
Oh man, I miss that dude. He was
Yeah,
just-
one of the
Yeah,
greatest
we all
We
people.
all
Amazing.
feel it. Like you can tell, you can feel that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ripples in the water for our community out here.
Yeah,
For those that
definitely.
don't know.
that was a
Um,
devastating
one of a
blow
kind.
for sure.
One love, B.
Yeah,
Yeah.
be money.
Stayed
And,
at his
uh,
house in Boulder. He was the open arms,
Yeah.
open house always. He was just
Legend.
he was
That
amazing.
stuff, he's-
Yeah. Also, one other quick one I almost forgot. The newest member, our boy OG DJ Silos, who was the general manager of Fat Beats out in LA back in the day. He's now the general manager of the Beat Junkies Institute of Sound. Make sure and go check him out. Doing big things. We got S9 and my man Silos coming out with a new track with Elemento very soon from the Visionaries. Oh my goodness, I got a
S9
sneak
so-
peek of that, and
S9 is just
you guys are
amazing,
in for
bro.
it.
He's amazing.
yeah,
He's
that's
one of my favorites ever.
that's the dude right there.
He's super
Hell yeah.
solid cat too.
And speaking of S9 and the whole Twitch thing, this is Thursday nights. We do Thursday night throwdowns, which is all brand new boom bap hip hop.
Oh, sick.
And we're bringing all that independent, like, boom bap, new stuff that, like, a lot of people are thinking that the art is dead and there's no new good stuff coming out anymore. Like,
You got it.
we're proving that wrong on Thursday night, so please tune into that.
Y'all
I
playing that
definitely
new
wanna
shit.
check
And
that
we're
out.
playing
Yeah,
all the
no,
fire.
I'm with it.
There's so much good stuff coming out from the OGs and new cats that you wouldn't even believe. Like, and when I first started this night, it was we were talking about just doing a monthly because we didn't know like how much music we were gonna be able to acquire to like make that like
Yeah.
sound good every week.
You found some good stuff.
We start getting on this journey, man, and I got like 3,000 plus songs over the last year of brand new boom bap. Like that's just all coming out all the time, every week.
Definitely need.
I have
to
more
tune
than I
in.
can possibly play.
For
So
I need to
Crazy.
tune in.
come check it out and just
That's
know
dope.
that the art is still alive.
That's dope.
Hell
Sure.
yeah. Never die. Hey, talk about the Crunk Brothers, though. You're the first female
I
Crunk
am
brother.
the first female.
Yeah, the
Hell
queen of
yeah.
crunk.
Queen of Crunk. You know what I'm saying? How's that happen? I mean, kind of
So
explain
now
to
it's
them
Crunk
what
Brothers
kinda,
and Sisters, or what?
You know what I mean?
Crunk family. It's a
It's a
crunk family
family.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
family now. Basically, it was just because, like, I supported him, like,
Right.
this whole time, and I was just, like, a part of it. And they like what I do when I DJ, and they asked me to be a part of the Crunk Brothers, which kind of throws the whole
I
thing
would-
off because it's Crunk Brothers, and I'm, like, a girl in it. Some people it bothers more than others. I don't give a shit. Like,
Right.
I actually think it's
Yeah.
cool the fact that it's like a bunch of dudes
And
doing their
yeah.
shit, but they think I'm down enough to like be
Right.
a part of their crew. Like, you don't have to change your name or any of that shit.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that you
Feel
think
you.
I'm down enough to be a part of your crew,
Right.
like,
I
I'm
feel
gonna
you on
roll with that.
Well, I'll
like-
just
I
put
concur
I'll
with
just
you.
put it like this. She said it's because she was supportive, but I mean, yeah, that was true. But we were all big fans. Like
Yeah.
when we were talking about it, like the homies were like, "So when is Mimi gonna be in the Crunk fam or whatever?" And I was like, "Well, I was just hoping that wouldn't be like a thing, like, 'cause me and her together or whatever." But like, it wasn't even that, you know. Like we're just.
I didn't know I had.
We're just all
fans.
big. We've been big fans of her style and her
Hell yeah.
music and everything for such a long time. You know, like it wasn't even about that.
Hey, what's it take to get into the Crunk Brothers? Is it like a vote? Is it like fucking you got to go do a mission? I'm just.
I mean, it depends on what you're bringing to the table.
Definitely got. I
think
posted
it's
that.
a- I think it's a vote in a sense because there was like a committee within it, but I think it just has to do with like your energy and what you support, what you do. Like,
Yeah. So
it's
here's
got to be like
the
positive
bottom
in a
line
sense.
is
Yes.
we're all just trying to be like a family that we're trying to like.
And you have to drink a lot of beers.
Oh well, that's that's an underwriting if you read this fine print. But honestly, no, it's actually just about being like good homies that are about like the same music and like on the same level, like just vibing, like doing the same thing and like. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there that are doing the thing, and you can just ask anybody to be part of your crew. But these people are like sincere friends and family, and it's just like when it feels like right, you know, that's what it is. Like, and Mimi's one of those. Most
Hell
definitely.
yeah! No, I already know.
Yeah.
She definitely brings shit to the motherfucking
Yeah, she
table.
said
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
like, "Are
There's
you
no
sure?"
question
She
about
is the
it.
culture.
You sure?
Yeah.
Shit.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
But now I do. So thank you.
Like, I just,
What the
I
fuck
just
you
do
gonna
me
do?
and shit just happens apparently.
Hell yeah. What kind of shit you got coming up? You know, next couple months. You doing anything for New Year's? You got
Tell
a
them
big-
about the day before New Year's,
All
Mimi.
right, so the big show is
The big show is
on
coming up.
I
This
was
is
trying
probably going to air after this, but the 30th of December, I am opening it up for a shortcut in Cut Chemist at Cervantes.
Oh,
sick.
shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's
Wait, I feel like I saw
OGs,
something about that. So that's the
legendary
day before?
OGs.
I'm gonna come
yeah,
with
so it's
That's
not
the
New
30th.
Year's Eve. It's the eve of New Year's Eve,
yeah.
but it's actually Mikey Thunder's birthday. So his birthday bash is with Shortcut and Cut Chemist. Like, fucking A. Like,
Yeah.
I wish that was my birthday.
right. I'm gonna have to.
That's fucking sick.
I'm gonna have to
Let's
pull.
pretend it is still. We're just
Yeah.
celebrating.
I'm gonna have to pull
It's
a
a half
Selector
birthday.
Sam and show up with a bag full of records and say, "I know Mimi Masala."
Yeah.
Be like,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
here. I got
Yeah,
her
I got
here.
it.
That
Yeah.
used to be the thing, right, Doug?
Right?
I'll tell you
Just
this-
show up with
Yeah.
records
These
and you get
controller
on the show
DJs
for
are
free.
killing us on the guest list, bro.
Right.
Right.
I'll tell you back in the day, like when I tell you I'm right here with you, I'm right here with you, bro. What about Cervantes back in the day when you just opened the back door
The
and
back
walk
door.
in that
Yeah,
motherfucker?
there
Yes.
was times.
Like nothing.
Hey,
like,
we're there.
So
every
back-
concert.
I hope
Back in the
anybody
day
from
when
Cervantes
the women's
doesn't
restroom
listen
is
to
now
this.
the green
Yeah,
room.
Uh-huh.
The women's restroom is now the green room.
Yeah.
Not
And
piss in there.
I tell people like that when they're like here, like, and they're playing at Cervantes and they're in the
No,
green
yo,
room.
green room. The
I
piss
tell
room.
them, I'm like, this used to be the women's restroom, and
Yo.
they're like, wait, what?
There was a point in time where Cervantes was like, it was like my Mile High Stadium if I was like a Denver Bronco type of thing. You
Oh,
know? It was
yeah.
like my home stadium.
Yeah, it was
Fuck
the
yeah.
littest.
You know what I mean?
That was
Like-
my favorite place.
The
That was
littest,
my-
unlittest place.
That was my favorite venue out of all of
I
them.
felt so comfortable
I
I
liked
could
it there.
fall
Because you were
asleep
free
in that
to
place.
do whatever.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
All the hidden rooms, like
All the hidden
upstairs, that
shit.
you could just like smoke
Yeah.
weed and just
They-
get
yeah,
all
they're- hey.
crazy, and like nobody knew because you were in like one of the
Nobody.
hidden rooms.
Yeah, nobody knew that was happening.
Nah, yeah, that shit was classic. I've seen some tight ass shows there for the
Yeah.
first
There's
time.
some
Great
good
show.
shows.
I seen Devin there for the first time.
Oh my goodness,
Oh, that's
man.
good.
Seen
one.
Slick
Yeah.
Rick. That shit was hard.
Yeah, I
And
have
to
some
be
amazing
honest,
memories
I think
in
the
there.
sound kind of sucks in Cervantes, but
There's
you
two
literally
different
have to
rooms. Let's be
stand in,
Yeah.
nice.
like the
Yeah,
right
there's
exact
the other
spot.
room.
What are you
and
talking
then
about? The
it's
other
good.
side is worse, or
I was
Yeah,
just thinking
there's-
that when you say survivors, I think the main room, the big room.
Yeah,
with
the big
big
room.
red
Yeah,
and
that's
mask.
what I
I don't
With
know. I
the-
just think about
Seen
like
them
all
big.
the amazing acts that they've brought
So
through.
many.
Yeah.
Like,
For so
They brought a
long.
lot of
good
when
good
I
ones.
think
people
of that
there.
place, like they probably take the cake right here
Yeah.
in Denver. Like
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't, I can't say any other
For
venue
sure.
that's
In
had
Denver for sure.
more
Hip hop shows.
I
hip
seen
hop,
someone
Good
like,
hip
Yeah.
hop shows.
quality hip hop. Yeah,
I seen someone
Because hip hop
crazy
wasn't
there.
allowed.
and
in
not just
Denver for
hip
the
hop
longest
though.
time.
Like they
The
got
shows. No, you're right. You're
they
right.
got
you're right.
reggae and rock and
They did raves and
all
shit.
kinds of
John
too.
B
stuff.
there.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
the raves
Yeah.
back in the
A
day?
gang
Yeah, I went to
Yeah,
a rave
yeah.
there for
They
sure.
got jams going on that even the hip hoppers don't know about, and you walk by that place and it's cracking.
Yeah.
That's the only time I ever
Yeah.
seen Cherry.
Like, how did I not know about this
You're
shit?
What's
Like,
going
what the
on
fuck?
over here?
Yeah, I've been to jams there. I battled Cosmo and Fate there before. My homie
That's
Josh.
it. That's
Oh,
tight.
yeah?
Yeah.
Did you win?
They're good.
No, we lost. It was I feel
Mimi's
like, you
mean.
know-
She's
Was it Battle of the Breaks?
Well, it was Fate and Cosmo and
no, yeah. That's that's
I
Kinda
know, I
hard
was
to
asking
beat.
the jam.
It's a tough
Was it
battle
like a
right
rave?
there.
Was it
Oh,
like Battle
was
of the
a
Breaks?
it was
or-
it was a b-boy jam. There wasn't very many people there.
It
You know, it was like
it
one of
a
those
while
like
ago,
oh
yeah.
no,
you do,
this was
Mimi, you DJ a lot
2004
b-boy.
2005.
I did a lot of the Queens of
It's
Hip
tight,
Hop
man.
like stuff.
Yeah.
I love hearing these stories.
Yeah.
But mainly because like Queens of Hip Hop, like there's not a lot of female hip hop DJs that can do like the jams.
Yeah.
So I was like their go-to, and then I just became a part of Queens of Hip Hop.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of their jams, like
Yeah.
for their annual event.
Are you still part of it? Because they're still doing. It seems like they're still going, or they were.
I mean, as far as
When-
I know, they haven't really done anything
Yeah.
like since like the pandemic. But I mean, I've been a part of Queens of Hip Hop. Like, I'm trying to think when I like kind of like jumped into like helping them out. And what year was it that you jumped in there?
I can't remember though. It was like a long time ago.
It was.
We'd have to
but-
like research that a
Yeah.
little bit.
As far as I know,
high.
Queens of Hip Hop is
but
kind of
no,
like
but it
on
was a
pause
long
right
time
now.
ago. It was I was living in Breckenridge when I went
Yeah,
out there
'cause you
for
came
it.
down
at
for
town
that
for it.
jam.
Yeah.
That
And-
jam actually fell like on my birthday.
Really?
So that was like my
oh,
birthday
yeah.
jam.
And it was such a fun time though. We had beyond because you usually did them by yourself. You probably nice for you to get a little bit of
Before,
a
like
break,
they
too.
had the so before me, it was Manizer and Ladyfingers, aka DJ Beretta. So
Okay.
they started off doing the jams in the beginning.
Yeah, shout out Beretta.
Yeah.
And then
Manizer.
Beretta moved to like New York.
Manizer,
Oh,
Don
nice.
Perignon.
Yup,
And then
yup.
Manizer,
Perignon.
aka Don Perignon, like she ended up moving to Vegas, and like
Oh, it was another.
so
female?
me and like
Yeah.
and Don were kind of doing it for a minute.
Yeah,
but
Dawn. That's
I want to
right.
give a
She was there too, wasn't she? Oh no, she just went.
no. She was supposed to be there,
Yeah.
but she got held up. Like she
That's
had
why they
something
called
with
me
her.
in, I think.
I
Because
don't
Dawn
remember.
couldn't- I mean,
mean, she
I
was
just
supposed
remember
to-
it was so cool because I was like coming out of Breck. I mean, I'm from Denver, but I lived in Breck for 13 years, and then
Yeah,
coming there, I met so many dope females. Like Bianca was there.
yeah, it's Queens of Hip Hop. You're gonna
yeah.
meet a
Yeah,
hell of
shout
a
out
lot.
Bianca,
Yeah,
too.
Shout
Yeah.
out Bianca. I
Need
love
all
her.
the queens.
Yeah,
But,
they had.
yeah, because like me and Manizer, like Don, were doing it for a couple years after Beretta moved to New York. But shout outs to Beretta because she's the one that actually got me into DJing. So I was kind of like skeptic in the
Nice.
beginning, and then she basically forced me into it, kind of like sink or swim kind of situation.
Put you in hip hop.
Yeah.
So she basically did a jam
She-
every year
if
called Femme Fatale, and it was like a cipher. It was like a fashion show,
That's
like
sick.
so she had like a lot of stuff going on, and she basically said that she put my name on the flyer, and you have 6 months to learn how to DJ. So I'm like, well, fuck, like. So then I had to practice, and I like.
I
went
better
crazy.
steal Selector Sam's tables.
Yeah, so I stole Selector Sam's tables, and I practiced really hard for 6
Well,
months
you
to play
technically
at the
bought
gym.
them from the pawn shop.
I actually remember
Yeah,
that. Now that
it's-
you're talking
yeah,
about, I
we gotta
remember
make a
that
move.
shit. Like,
It was at why am I drawing a blank? The theater, the Oriental. So the
Oh,
first
that-
one was in Fort Collins. They were all in Fort Collins, and then she moved to Denver, and then she did the first one at the Oriental Theater, and that was the first one I did, and that was the one she put me on the flyer. Was like, all right, you got 6 months to learn how to DJ. Like, there you go. Like,
It's
well,
still
Shows are always so
Yeah.
awkward.
Big
at
ups
the Oriental.
Beretta. Man,
remember-
she's another person
she's the
that's
one
deep
that
rooted in
literally
the
threw me
DJ
into
game
it,
here
like,
in
Is she
Colorado.
still gonna learn how to
absolutely.
is she
DJ
still
or
DJing?
else.
Is she's not in Colorado anymore?
So-
no, she moved to New York, and she doesn't DJ anymore. She kind of
Part of her money to move to New York was me trading my
I know you got my fucking mixer.
Vest X05 to her and $500 to get a Rain 57 because that was the new like integrated with Serato mixer.
That was the first
And
one.
she was trying to make a move, and she just had this brand new mixer that I wanted and I actually needed because we were doing like this video stuff that my mixer couldn't handle at the time.
Yeah.
And
You
And
needed
I
it.
was
You needed
currently-
that
made a
shit.
trade with
With
Beretta.
Beretta. So currently, because she
And,
was my homegirl, I was pulling together funds because I wanted that mixer. And this motherfucker got to it like before me. And he ended up
This
with
is
that fucking
before. This
mixer.
is way before we were like.
Yeah, so he ended up with that fucking mixer, and I was
Sick.
pissed about it. Like for years, I was
Well,
just
it's
like,
at
"That
her house
motherfucker
now.
got my
for
mixer."
years.
Let's just say this.
For years.
at her
since.
house now.
Years since.
Yeah.
I, like,
And it's
I
all
hated
pimped
him.
out now.
He
Got
literally
it
got
now.
it like an hour, 2
got it now.
hours,
He
or
just
something
got
before
you.
I
He
got
just got you.
the money pulled together, and like I called
Like-
Beretta, and she's like, "Oh, I just sold it to Tense." I'm
Like you had to
"Damn."
go to the bank, and this fool
Wow.
like was
That
headed there.
much.
Yo, when
I
I
was
heard that was
selling shit.
available,
I
like,
was like selling
Done.
my socks and like
I got this right now.
shit to
Oh
like
my
pull
God.
together
selling
money.
socks.
I was selling whatever.
Did
I
you sell
could.
socks?
I sold whatever I could to get this mixer, and you got to it before me. And I was,
Damn.
By an hour.
Socks just happened to be a value.
Did you have
at
really
the
nice
time.
socks?
I don't know. She must
yeah,
have had
they
some
were like cashmere socks,
silk pajamas.
slightly used, and
Where'd you slang them at? I mean,
the flea market.
on the fly like that, too, like right
So
away.
wherever-
Outside.
So,
Like-
basically,
out the
verbal.
window. I just
I
called
just-
verbal up. Where
I
you
just
at?
called
I'll meet you
verbal.
right
Where
there.
Nice
you
socks.
at?
Yeah, verbal.
I'll meet,
yeah.
oh, you right there? All right, I'll meet you right
Yeah,
there. I'll be
them
right
shits
there.
are
I'm
sold.
rolling. I'm
Wherever
rolling.
verbal was is where I
Seven.
sold my
Hey,
cashmere
dead ass.
socks.
That is dead ass shit. Right there, right across from
That's
Auraria. I went with that for a couple times. I made like $150 in like 2-3 hours. I was like, God damn, bro. And I was like, like that. I was like,
Yeah,
hey, we could
just
go
like
and we
that.
could smoke weed now. And did that for like 3-4 days. Like, it was cool and all, but fuck, like that for ultimate hustler.
He's the ultimate hustler.
God damn. Where you at?
It
right
sounds
now,
like
bro?
Mimi was the ultimate hustler selling socks. Is that were you?
Nah, you ain't
I
lying.
was-
Nah, cashmere.
Cashmere.
she just knew
was
Mr.
cashmere
Verbal.
socks.
Oh yeah, she
Nah,
met
she just
with. She
knew
knows
Mr.
Verbal's
Verbal.
hustle, and she
That's
was
why.
like was inspired.
She knew the ultimate hustler, so
She's
she,
like, I'm gonna get it out there.
she got in on that.
Hell yeah.
I did what I could.
Well, long story
And I
short,
still
I
don't
have
win.
the mixer.
And I still
Yeah,
win.
yeah.
He got the mixer.
You guys
still has
still
it.
use it?
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
we still have it.
Yeah,
It's got a facelift and everything.
Yeah, it's
Fucking
all
hella sick.
souped up
It's
now,
got a
and it's in the
facelift.
it sits in our kitchen actually.
Nice.
So
So you have
So you could
turntables
DJ
there
while you're
too?
cooking
we
eggs.
got tables all
Oh,
over
yeah.
the goddamn house.
I do.
Yeah.
Anywhere
I
there's
have
a
couple
table.
too.
Yeah, anywhere there's a room, there's a table.
Anywhere there's a
Or
table,
vinyl
there's
or
a table.
something to play
That's
music
great.
on.
They'll
That
have
sounds
a coffee
dope as
table.
fuck.
There's a table on the coffee
we got.
table.
I mean, there's like portables.
It's
It's
everywhere.
nuts. Yeah.
Any
Motherfucking
surface
DJ
that
house.
table will
Yeah.
fit.
If it's flat, then yeah, we can put a shirt table. there.
When like most families would be having their Christmas dinner, and that's where like the whole spread would go.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
It's like, oh no, it's on the table because we got
You gotta
some
fucking
setup
Have y'all ever
going
used
on.
cutting
Phase?
board,
Do you ever use
record,
Phase?
cutting board.
We've used Phase before.
Yeah,
we
what do you
haven't
think?
invested in Phase yet.
Really?
It's probably our next investment.
Do you want to buy mine? Not in my
Yeah.
car.
Oh, the sale is happening.
I'll
Hustling
trade
you.
is in the
I'll
building.
I'll trade
hey,
you
you
these
gotta
cashmere
trying
socks.
to broker
Mrs.
out the
Verbal.
You're
podcast.
selling mix-
Shit. It's how to
You got some
broker-
socks in the drawer,
Actually,
Mimi.
you want
Still.
Yeah,
Right.
I got
She'll
these
trade you-
cashmere
she'll trade you
socks.
some
I will
socks.
trade for your
She's like-
face.
So trade you some socks. Hook you. What's your size?
Trying to cop this shit right.
No, go sell the socks and then you can buy them.
No, we trying to trade them.
She's like, hold on, we gotta get rid of these socks real
You
quick
never know. She might be like, all right, cool. I'll take
to
some
get
socks.
that.
It's like, ooh, these are
Yeah, wait a
hot.
minute. Those are
I don't
cashmere.
have to work as hard, you
These
know?
are
Not the
nice.
lightly
Lightly
used
used.
cashmere.
That's a sob.
Not the lightly used cashmere.
Lightly used.
Oh my god.
Woo-ha. Got you all
Don't do
set.
it.
Yes.
No.
You don't even know.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes.
Do y'all have your favorite shows that you've done? Like a show just maybe opening up for somebody, or maybe just DJing for somebody, or some cool event or something.
Oh,
You
that's hard.
first.
That's like hard to pinpoint.
Yeah, I know there's so many.
Do you have a favorite
Like, do you have? Yeah. Would you do
specific
do
time you
it
were like,
again?
yeah,
Or person
is
you work
it
with.
right
So okay,
like this is it.
there is one actually like that's a really cool moment. And this isn't even actually me spinning at the time. I was spinning for that show. It was actually a festival, so there was different stages and whatnot. But I went out with Decca in 2017 to Prague for Hip Hop Camp Festival.
Fuck, that's tight.
And it was like Mos Def, Raw Digger, like Cool G Rap. This is what I'm getting to. Who is your favorite rapper's favorite rapper? Where Nas and like all the Queens style, like
Right.
really came from, in my opinion, and a lot of others' opinions. But so check this out. We're standing behind the stage, and he's getting pumped up like to come out, and we're on. It felt like there was like a boxer, like we were getting pumped up for, like that was about to go in the ring.
Nice.
Right. It's amping you up,
And
getting
he-
crunk.
and it was Cool G, and they're just like, "Let's go, dog. Let's go. Let's go."
Oh no shit.
Oh, gee.
And we're standing in the staircase, bro, and he's
No
like this
shit.
close to me, and I was like, "No way! Like, is this just happening right now?" Like, this dude walks out on the stage, and we look out, and it's like a sea of people and like flags. As far as you can, like, just people were just
It was deep. It was a motherfucker.
going, like. Man, that was just one of the moments that like just gave me the goosebumps for sure. Yeah, out of all the show
That's
moments,
fucking sick.
I have to share that one.
That's good.
In Prague.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, like spinning, there's been a lot, but I was actually just a fanboy at that point.
Yeah.
That's
Like we're always fanboys. I think the best one was like it was the Queen's 10-year anniversary jam. and I ended up spinning for Medusa's like set.
Nice.
It was like last minute, and I had to like pull a shit together like last minute. But
Like they usually do.
Yeah, pretty much. But like Medusa, like her
Yeah,
energy,
she's sick.
like just me being able to DJ for her set, just like blew my mind because
Yeah.
it was
hard.
fucking Medusa.
So
Yeah,
you wouldn't
she
pass
was
it up at
hard.
all.
So what?
You wouldn't pass it up at all.
No.
And you would do it again.
Like, I mean, it was just like I was the only one available to fucking do it. So I was like, oh, okay. Like, I knew it was gonna happen, but it wasn't supposed to happen for like 2 hours. But they fucked up the schedule royally. Where they're like, oh, she's just gonna go on now. I'm like, you can't just like throw that out there.
Yeah, I
like,
mean,
that's
you have to
not
know
how
what
this fucking
songs-
works.
songs
like,
play. You have to make sure the order.
so I'm like, all right. So like, I'm trying to like frantically get together her like instrumentals, but like it turned out like dope. Like, and the other shitty thing was like the sound was all fucked up, and I happened to bring like my monitors, so like I plugged her
Nice.
directly into the monitors, and like
Nice.
that was enough to like just like
Oh my
blow the
gosh.
crowd away. But like just Medusa, like
See.
herself was just
Yeah, she's
like
fucking sick.
unbelievable. Like I fucking love that woman.
She's
That's
dope.
good energy.
Hell yeah.
But
that's probably,
that's
like,
when
one
you
of my
know you work
staples.
hard or you're a badass when you bring speakers with you.
I mean,
Like speakers with you too.
Yeah,
For
you bring
real.
extra
And doing your
speakers.
own
Yeah.
like troubleshooting and like sound
Mhm.
tech.
it was just like
That's what I do too.
it was just like random because it was just
Yeah,
like,
a
all
lot
right,
of
am I gonna have a monitor?
performers
Like,
know.
yeah.
and I
always
didn't
have
know
a
if I was
monitor.
gonna have a monitor or not, so I just brought like my Mackies with me.
Yeah.
But thank
have
God
my
I brought them
Mackies.
with me because like the sound was fucked up. Like they were like, oh, we can only turn it up like this loud, and like it was whack. So
Right.
my little like my monitors that I brought up was like literally whacking the whole jam.
That's so. dope.
So
That's
it was like
fucking
our
sick.
savior for like the jam.
Yeah,
was like
that's
my
a,
two
that's
Mackies.
a really good memorable show because you like saved the day pretty much.
Yeah, like unintentionally. I just
Yeah.
brought that as like
Yeah.
a cushion, and it
Yeah.
like ended up just like
Making
being like the
you know,
main
it's-
sound, which
sound
is
is so important.
ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
That's fucking
my little
crazy.
monitors I brought, like my Mackies, like
That's
shouldn't
fun.
power the whole joint, but it did.
Charge you
so
extra.
Mackies are great.
They are actually. They,
Yeah, I love Mackies. I
Those
have tons
those
of them.
I'm
I
surprised we
got
haven't
big props to
gotten in
Mackey's.
trouble for
Yeah.
those yet.
QSCs, of
Yeah,
course, but
we bumped the shit out of ours in the basement, and like Mimi said, we're surprised we haven't been in trouble already.
We do
With
like
all
our
streams
Twitch
and
streams
stuff,
in the
yeah.
basement. So most
But you're in
people
the
would
basement.
have like little monitors set
Yeah.
up for when they DJ in their house.
Nah,
We're
nah.
I
bumping
put up
some
my
nights.
two like Mackies. I have two Mackies set
That's
up in the
great.
basement.
That's great.
And
my
that's what we
God.
use to like DJ off of like
guys are wild.
normally.
Instead
And I'm
of, like,
surprised
sitting-
my
You guys are
neighbors haven't
fucking
called the
wild.
cops on us.
Nobody has.
No,
Nobody has.
no, I
It's
think
just
they
all
enjoy
good.
it.
They
Actually,
like
I
the
think they
music,
like
but
it.
you're
They
like
all
in a
turn off all their
basement.
shit. Though.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're going live.
They're
Like,
about
But
to
you're in
get
a
it.
basement, so it's like it's not.
it
as,
is,
it's
but
just
I live in
Yeah.
townhomes.
Oh, townhomes. I thought it was
Townhomes,
houses.
yeah.
We're in the
so it's
basement
wall to
in
wall,
townhomes.
you know.
Yeah.
But the
that's
cement
cool.
makes the difference, so I don't know what they actually hear like, through
Unsoundproofed
the walls,
cement.
but
Right.
all I know is that we shouldn't be bumping
The
two
Mackies are
10-inch,
bumping.
like Mackies in the basement at
Yeah,
like
that's
2 o'clock in
cool.
the morning.
Getting
I mean-
drunk.
But that's what
Shit,
you.
you get
Maybe
when you-
maybe they should have
Two
thought of that
DJs.
before they moved in next to the Crunk Brothers.
Did y'all warn them? Did y'all warn them?
But
That's
of
it
course,
right
that's
We have a sign in the front yard, like.